to Fifth Third Arena, Chicago Blackhawks Community Ice Rink 4, Glenbrook South against St. Ignatius. My name's Anthony Pasquale alongside David Ventura here in the booth to bring you the action on this Sunday evening. David, both teams coming off frustrating losses. How does Glenbrook South respond?
Glenbrook South's got to come in with a heap of steam today. I tell you what, I'm glad we got the headsets on because the music is ridiculously
It's super loud here.
There was actually a few parents trying to yell over to tell them to turn the music down, and because it's so loud, they didn't hear them.
Exactly.
So the folks at home might not hear us between the whistles because of how loud the music is.
Got some thunderstruck going.
So listen, I have the music on in the car all the way up, but even this is too loud.
Yeah.
So
this is loud.
Going back to the game, we talked about the frustrating loss that Glenbrook South had last night against Lake Forest. They were able to squeeze out a point. Obviously, 2 points for them would have been ideal, especially as we head in towards the end of the season. I'd like to see a little bit more dirty goals out of the Titans. And obviously, like you said, Ignatius coming off a loss too, which they don't have a lot of this year.
St. Ignatius coming off a 6-0 loss. They're going to be looking to respond in a big way today. They are the team right above Glenbrook South in the standings, so a game that matters quite a lot for both teams. What do they need to do to scratch off a point or two?
I think it comes down to plays in the defensive end. Like I said, dirty goals too as well. And making those crisp passes. We saw Glenbrook South yesterday, a lot of passes in the skates as opposed to on the sticks. So a little bit more consistency with passes is what's going to take these Titans team a long way. I can't tell if the music went down a little bit. It still sounds super duper loud. But we'll roll with it.
We will. We're just a few moments away from puck drop. Thank you guys for spending your Sunday evening with us here on the South Hockey Network. I'm filling in tonight for Dylan Ward, who is, of course, with the SHL Network tonight, trying to broadcast an outdoor game between Carmel and Lake Forest.
Well, he ditched me 2 nights in a row, man. He ditched me last night, and now tonight as well.
Exactly, but on the bright side, we do have your coverage for this game. Glenbrook South, you can see on our goalie cams wearing their white jerseys with the Michigan-style helmets. And then the blue shorts with the lightning bolt across them. St. Ignatius in their home maroons, outlined with gold and black. We are just about ready for puck drop here at Fifth Third Arena. Both coaches, Spencer Montgomery and Jim Philbin, talking to their teams. And if you're Coach Jim Philbin, what are you talking about right now?
Just about being prepared for the Titans. This is their 3rd game in 3 days. So it's going to come down to, are the players mentally prepared? Something we talked about is Titans start finals next week. So you have that academic part as well. Man, Gavin can take notes on the music here. It's a lot better than his.
300-man orchestra here.
Ridiculously loud.
Exactly, it sure is. But I also want to ask you this. We talked about this last time. It was their first game coming off a big break, maybe getting their legs under it. But you mentioned last week how important looming finals were. Now we're approaching it even more so. And these are kids that played 3 straight games in 3 days. How do you get the mental right to not only focus for this game, but then to shift your gears as a student athlete? You got finals coming up.
Yeah, it's tough, right? Especially with the 6 p.m. start against Ignatius, hot team in the SHL, but it's all about getting that hot start. Hopefully the Titans do that in this one.
And the draw is won by the Titans, but it's controlled immediately by St. Ignatius near the net. Thomas Preston gets the start for Glenbrook South. He is got a 2.59 goal percentage on the year. Shot from Jackson Steinloff gets fought off quickly, and it comes back the other way for the Glenbrook South Titans. Steinloff quickly gets it back and dumps it in. It'll be chased after by Charles Jerami. And a big hit from Mulvey knocks him on his pants. And it's physical early, and it looks like we are gonna get a penalty, or excuse me, a hand pass before the first whistle of the contest.
Yeah, and something the Titans need to be aware of in this game is obviously Ignatius going to come out with that physical presence. Take a look here at that initial chance that Ignatius had. Hits a body out in front, so that was the reason it wasn't able to get through. But again, Ignatius has the early edge in this one.
William Pajerski wins the draw. Austin Haynes has it, gets it into the slot, flipped right up. Preston stops it. Rebound, he scores! What a start for the Wolfpack. off the rebound. And it's Michael Holub III who lights the lamp for the Wolfpack.
Yeah, early goal there for Ignatius. Kind of what you would expect with the start that Ignatius had. Preston wasn't able to freeze that initial shot. And Ignatius buries on the rebound. So now the Titans dig themselves in a hole early in this one, and they got to find a way out of it.
That's Holub's 11th goal of the season. Came off the pads from the shot from Jonathan Walsh. And Ignatius quickly on top, 1-0. Glenbrook South looking to respond as Weller takes it from behind his net, sets it up the other way. Bonnell with some speed into the neutral zone, passes it over to Boris with a backhand pass toward the net, and it gets sticked away. Comes back around, Glenbrook South still with control as they look to get it to the point. Weller with a shot, and it's blocked away by the goalie for the Wolfpack, Brody Netsky, coming off a tough outing where he allowed 6 goals. They'll be looking for a rebound outing this evening.
Yeah, and somewhat discussed a little bit last game, Anthony, as well as the one on Friday. I know you didn't get to see those necessarily, but Titans need to find a way to put bodies in front of the net, traffic in front of the goalie. Obviously, Netsky the starter for this one, but that shot where he made that blocker save, he had no problem seeing that puck from the point.
Steinloff touches it forward, and Dunlay gets it into the entry area, but it comes back near center ice for Ignatius. That's going to be a delayed offside, so the Glenbrook South Titans will need to tag up, but Ignatius is going to start their rush coming back the other way. Maxwell Meyer has it on the near side, rings it to Jackson Steinloff, who throws it off the boards to be chased after, but too late to the puck was Edmund Burke. And that shot never got through, was deflected out in front, and coming back the other way with numbers is Glenbrook South. Here's Fagan over the blue line, looking for somewhere to go with it, loses control as Sokol couldn't keep the puck. Jerami trying to keep it in for St. Ignatius as they ring it behind Brody Netsky's net and try to recover possession as the Titans are looking to equalize the score. A big hit on Mulvey frees up the puck momentarily, and here comes Surma with a backhand to Cesario in the slot, and his shot never got through. Surma with the backhand, it goes through Fagan's. Here comes Jackson Steinloff with a step. His shot gets deflected off the backboards, and it's still loose for William Fagan to recover and bring back around his net and start the rush the other way for the Titans. They caught a break there, and errant pass goes right to the Wolfpack. They'll flip it forward near center ice. Pienta loses control, and that's Jackson Higgins taking it over the blue line for the Titans. His shot deflected up high off of Netsky, and it's another save for the senior. Settling it back in the neutral zone, Weller trying to thread the needle, gets it off the boards to Jonah Weiss, who scored his first goal last weekend in the game that you and I called, David. Comes back around the boards, Preston will take it and stick it back for McPherson, who tries a wrister that never got through, hit a couple of bodies on its way, and that one will get cleared up off the net and out of play from Jonathan Walsh.
Yeah, so something that I talked about on the broadcast yesterday as well as Friday here, as we'll take a look at the replay. This is just a play where Fagan's cutting into the zone as opposed to making a move then going wide, so it just ruins the whole flow of those things. You'd rather have them go wide on that one, so we'll see if the Titans can correct that.
St. Ignatius wins the draw, and that's something you mentioned last game. One of the cardinal sins is in hockey is making that move right around the blue line. And Doherty will touch it across ice. Fighting for it. Coming away with it, but peeling it back into the neutral zone is Hoffer. Leads this team in points on the season. 18 goals, 13 assists. McPherson circling, touched forward, picked off. Pienta takes it into the zone for St. Ignatius, but he lost control. Daniel Heidkamp, the captain of the Wolfpack, behind the net, looking for somewhere to center the puck, and it's Pienta trying to ring it around for a wraparound attempt, and the puck comes loose on the far side boards for Hoffer. Hoffer sticks it through, trying to get through Jimmy Doherty, can't do it, and falling down to the ice is another Wolfpack, which frees up the puck. It's loose behind the net. Stevens takes it. And he'll leave it back for Pajerski, who tried a backhanded centering pass looking for Hoffer, and he lost the handle right in front of the net. It's still in the possession of the Titans. Here's Fagan. Swings it to Pajerski. And coming away with it, St. Ignatius flipped it. It was touched by a Titan, and it goes all the way down. It will not be an icing as we are 12 minutes left in the first period, about 5 minutes gone by. And the only goal from the Wolfpack thus far. A big check into the boards from Ryan Mulvey. And Mulvey still fighting for it. Obviously one of the best defensemen on this team, but doing some work on the offensive end here. St. Ignatius has that first goal, but they've struggled to get the puck out of the Titan zone as the Titans look just a little bit stronger early on than the Wolfpack. Across it comes off a stick. It's going to be Bonnell who comes away with it, looking for somewhere to go. He's got Boris in the slot. His shot goes wide, and the net comes off its moorings, and a stoppage of play ensues.
Anthony, something I want to go back to. The chance where Hoffer's going into the zone. This is another opportunity where you have to cut inside, then go wide.
And he lost
Instead, he tries to go right through a St. Ignatius player, and you lose control of the puck. So that's another play by the Titans where they're just losing control of the puck because they're trying to skate right through defenders, which is obviously not going to happen.
Fagan fires that right on net. Sokol, what a save made by Netsky with the right pad, sprawling to keep the first goal for the Titans off the board. I believe that was Surma who had a wide open look at the net. What a save made by Netsky.
And that's something to expect out of the St. Ignatius goaltender. He's had saves like that all season, and it's unfortunate that the Titans weren't able to bury there, but you know, the expectation is Netsky's going to make those saves more often than most goalies in the SHL.
It's touched forward. Danny O'Connor gets it on net, and it's sticked away by Preston. Preston has started every game this season for Jim Philbin, one of Glenbrook South's best goaltenders in recent memory, and there's a reason he's out there every single game. 12-10-1 on the season is his record, as these Titans are 12-11 in 6th place in the SHL standings, right ahead of the Wolfpack, who are in 4th. Here's a centering pass to the backhand. It's loose. Fighting for it and throwing it on net is Austin Haynes, but a nice pad save made by Preston to stop the initial rush.
Yeah, if you're GBS there and you have an opportunity to get the puck out, it needs to get out. St. Ignatius has been in the zone now for 20 extra seconds because the Titans weren't able to get the puck out.
Sokol fighting for it on the near side boards with Cesario. Austin Haynes trying to keep for the Wolfpack, and he gets it through one man. And it comes back near the blue line, and it's thrown off the puck. Cesario with a nice physical play. Hollop, who has the one goal tonight, dumps it back in. It'll get chased after by Samuel Reef. Austin Haynes comes away with it, tries to center it, and just misses the blade of Michael Hollop. Here comes Hoffer on the near side with some speed, gets past one man, and he's going to take it into the zone himself. Weaving his way coast to coast, losing control, trying a centering pass, comes to Mulvey, and his shot gets blocked by Hollop. Hollop checks Mulvey off of the pass, and it comes on the far side to McCauley, who tries to center it, looking for Hoffer. Here's Mulvey again, and a save made by Netsky. It's backhanded toward center ice, and it comes back the other way. Jackson Steinloff with a step into the neutral zone, absorbs a check from Pajerski, but Glenbrook South regains possession. That's Fagan touching it forward for Stevens, who will dump it in. Jimmy Doherty there to retrieve it. Comes around Netsky's net and peels his way towards center ice. That's Steinloff taking it over the neutral zone, passing it forward. A nice move to get free in the slot, and then it's knocked away from Charles Jeremy. You can hear Spencer Montgomery from the St. Ignatius bench saying, "Move it," as in move the puck. St. Ignatius had a little bit of a tough time exiting the zone because of the forecheck from the Titans. Here it comes back to the neutral zone. It'll be Fagan to retrieve it. Gets that sticked away. Jeremy there in the slot, and a nice save made by Preston. That's one I think Fagan would like back, not to give that one away in his own zone, but that'll come all the way down the length of the ice. Not an icing, though. Good hustle by Boris on the other end to prevent it from being an icing, requiring Walsh to touch the puck before it got to the end line. Here's Bonnell. Flipping it off the backboards, trying to connect with Lytle on the far side, but instead St. Ignatius is going to start the rush the other way. Maxwell Meyer, looks like no penalty is going to be called, and the puck is frozen by Preston.
Yeah, I don't think there was anything wrong with that hit there. As we're going to go back to the giveaway by Glenbrook South in the defensive end. You know, I'm not sure how many giveaways Titans have had, but that one almost results in a goal. As we get a good look of it from the Titans defensive zone, but giveaways cannot happen. You've got a big ceiling here. So this is not, you know, like a Northbrook ice rink where the ceiling is low and you don't have that flip pass option. That is another option, but puck's got to get out when you have the opportunity to do so, especially against St. Ignatius.
That one sticked away. That's a good point. I wonder how much you get to practice depending on your home ice, whether you can make those flip passes or if you know even how to make some of them if you don't get to practice much.
Well, and that option gets underlooked. You send a speedy guy outside the zone, flipping it from the defensive. A defenseman flips it all the way to that neutral zone. You see a few goals happen because of it, but not as much as I would expect it to happen with that being an option.
Yeah,
especially because it's really hard to defend that.
Like you mentioned, the Northbrook Ice Arena is one that you probably couldn't do this, but a much taller ceiling here at the Fifth Third Arena.
Well, at Northbrook, half the time you throw it off the glass and then it hits the ceiling. So
that too. Here at Fifth Third Arena, a lot more space, a much more spacious ice, including the bench areas, the ceilings, the penalty boxes on the opposite sides of the bench. A little bit different from some of the other high school arenas in the SHL. It'll get touched around the blue line and dumped in. Grayson Rizzuti.
We just got some motivational support from Gavin McPherson.
I've been getting a lot of taps on the shoulders today in this arena.
I know, quite the popular guy, aren't you, Anthony? You want to sign this piece of paper for me so I can have it for the future?
Quite a bit of encouragement coming from the fans here at the Fifth Third Arena. Between two SHL teams battling it out, one in 5th place, one in 6th place, trying to make the 8-team playoffs in just a couple of weeks. That shot deflected out of play by Fagan. A nice defensive effort by the defenseman in white and blue.
And GBN actually was able to pick up a point last night, so they take that 4th place lead with still a few games in hand.
Yep.
So GBN's got that 4th place as they're catching up in terms of games played. And obviously Ignatius with the 5th spot, Glenbrook South with the 6th.
That was a really good game at the Northbrook Sports Center. Glenbrook North was down 2-0, came back to tie it, but Loyola won it in a shootout in dramatic fashion as that shot just went over the crossbar. It was Jimmy Doherty looking to connect from the point, and the puck is loose on the near side. And we're gonna have a whistle.
High sticks, gonna take the draw all the way down. The Titans obviously waiting for St. Ignatius to touch the puck, which they finally did. We've got 5:46 left in this one. Shots on goal are not lopsided. It's 8 to St. Ignatius, 6 to Glenbrook South. So obviously, in terms of, you know, pure numbers, Glenbrook South not out of this one, but obviously they're getting outplayed early on here as St. Ignatius, the beneficiary in terms of the amount of chances.
5:47 left in the first period. Adam Sokol out to do the draw against Danny O'Connor, and Sokol secures it, but it comes back the other way with the Wolfpack. Surma will dump it in quickly for Jimmy Doherty to retrieve on the near side. And Doherty peels it around, gets past one man, and tries a stretch pass and connects momentarily with Brady Vasic. And Vasic will pin his man up against the board so Ignatius can come away with puck possession. But there's a scrum forward on the near side, and it comes back behind the net. A nice pass from Vasic. It's loose in the slot, and Glenbrook South fighting for it. A nice effort by the defenseman in white and gold to stick that away. It was in harm's way momentarily, and he'll come back near center ice. And securing it is Jackson Brossert. Dumps it in for the rest of the Wolfpack to chase, and it's ringed around the near side boards coming to Cesario in the neutral zone. He loses his footing. Sokol tries to tap the puck forward so he can retrieve it off the boards. And it gets dumped right back in by Vasic for St. Ignatius. Holub delivering a big check. But the puck comes back to center ice and it goes through Walsh. Coming with a step is Stevens, backhanding it toward the net, but his shot never got off. And it comes back off the boards to Walsh. He's got Holub on the near side and he rings it off the boards to him. It's flipped at center ice. That's going to be a hand pass on Holub. And he tried to touch it forward to Haynes.
Yes, a little pinball action there. Glenbrook South needs to be a little crisper on the passes. Still sloppy in the defensive end. you know, you get that first period to kind of work through it, as long as you don't dig yourself in a hole.
Same unit out for St. Ignatius, which includes Austin Haynes, one of their captains and leading point getters on the season, 12 goals and 12 assists. And it gets touched forward and played down on the near side behind the net. Preston hasn't had to make too many challenging saves, but like you said, Glenbrook South having a really tough time just exiting their zone. They keep putting the puck right there in the slot.
And there's another great example. Turnover goes right to Michael Hollop, St. Ignatius, and he dumps it in deep, and now St. Ignatius on the attack.
On the attack they are. Jonathan Walsh, a D-to-D pass. That shot flipped forward, never got through. It's still loose, and it gets flipped towards center ice and out of play.
So, listen, Anthony, there's two hopes for this game. You know what they are?
What are the hopes?
A Titans win.
Right.
And no parking ticket.
No parking ticket. This is one of the most difficult arenas to secure a parking spot.
I actually had to ask someone in a yellow jacket outside if I could park here. Because I used to live in the city, and when I was young, so I've never had to really drive in the city. And they'll get you for speeding tickets and parking tickets, whatever they can find you for, really.
For those of you tuning in, make sure to like and subscribe. As the save is made by Preston, it's loose again near the crease, and Fagan sticks it away with his backhand to take it out of harm's way momentarily, but Ignatius still on the attack. Before Mulvey brings it over into the blue line, and he takes a big hit from Dunlay. Dunlay's fighting for the puck on the near side with a couple of Titans who have it pinned up against the boards. 3 minutes and 13 seconds remain in the first period. Mulvey rings that one. It's loose, a rebound. A nice save made by Netsky. It comes back to Steinloff, and he touches it forward. It's a 2-on-1 if they hurry. A nice move. The shot is wide. Maxwell Meyer looking to connect, but he couldn't find the net. He had a teammate streaking toward the net, like we saw in the AHL All-Star game a few weeks ago.
Yeah, Meyer's got to move that puck over.
Couldn't get the pass off.
That's an easy saucer pass to give his guy a one-on-one look at the goaltender. Surprised he didn't pass it there.
Here comes Steinloff once more. Peels across. Here's Meyer. He's got Pienta, and he'll just dump it off the stick of Preston. And Glenbrook South coming into the neutral zone with some speed. Lytle, Dylan Lytle, working his way, tries a centering pass, and it's loose near the skate of Netsky, and Walsh peels it back around. Simon Moynihan bringing it off the boards. Pienta looking to get it forward, and it comes right back in. Netsky with a few nice saves of the chances he's had to stop so far. Coming back the other way, Daniel Heidkamp on the backhand looking for somewhere to go with it. Instead, it's blockered away by Preston on a shot toward the net. Lytle touches it across the ice, and he couldn't connect. Nice defensive effort by Ignatius to keep that coming back the other way. Pienta off the boards, and it comes all the way down the ice. Preston will stick it behind with 1 minute and 35 seconds left in a first period that has not included a lot of whistles. Here's Hoffer to the net. I think that went off the pad of Netsky. Puck got lost momentarily. That one was stopped off the chest.
That puck's got to stay low from the defensive end. I've never understood the high shot from a defenseman. I mean, that's just going to be the reason your players don't want to crash the net, because they're afraid you're going to get hit in the head.
Centering pass never got through, and it's Hollop taking it back the other way for the Wolfpack. Ignatius with it. Austin Haynes with a shot that gets deflected off the pad of Thomas Preston. It comes back near center ice for Hoffer. He'll touch it behind, leaving it for Mulvey. Mulvey drops it for Hoffer, walks right in. Surveys, flips one to the net, and it's loose momentarily once more. And Jimmy Doherty brings the puck out of harm's way for the Wolfpack towards center ice. And it goes off the skate of Michael Hollop into the zone for the Titans to recover with 33 seconds to go in the first period.
That's the shot there you want from the point. Shot low for a tip, creates a good rebound. Titans unable to bury there, but a lot better look than those high shots at the goalie from the point.
Hoffer was looking for Cesario with a centering pass. Ignatius has numbers if they hurry. Jimmy Doherty leading the charge into the blue lane. Passes it off. Jeremy gets pinned up against the board, losing control with 10 seconds left in the period. One final rush for the Titans before the first buzzer sounds. Fagan over the blue line. Leaves it for Cesario. He loses control. Does Steinloff have enough time? It would have been a 2-on-1, but the buzzer sound. And potentially the Titans saved by the bell there for a moment.
So listen, Anthony, Gerard was telling me pre-game that we should not be doing the penalty game because it's bad luck. That does not seem to be the case, as there was not a penalty taken by either team.
Maybe it's because we didn't do the game.
That's right. So we're going to go ahead and throw in our guesses. We're going to go completely the opposite of what Gerard told us to do. Maybe someone will get called for a penalty, but that you could also put Glenbrook South in the box, as they really got to turn this music down, man. It is ridiculously loud.
All right, I'll start with my guess from St. Ignatius. I'm going to take Francis Hutch Dunlay, the tall defenseman, for a trip.
Okay, and then I'm going to take Max Meyer for roughing.
Max Meyer for roughing.
51 penalty minutes leads this team by a long shot. St. Ignatius, not a high penalty team in the SHL. I mean, the teams you would expect to lead the SHL in penalty minutes do, right? York, Lake Forest, those two teams in those top two spots. And Max Meyer leads the team by 19 penalty minutes as the highest PIM guy on the team. So we'll see if he gets one here. But, you know, also playing our game could result in a Glenbrook South penalty. So I guess we'll see as the Titans' third line starting this period.
We haven't seen either of these two teams' power play units, like you mentioned, David. No penalties in that first period.
Here's what I don't get. So there's 15 seconds left on the clock. Both teams are ready. Why do we need to wait? Okay, perfect.
A fresh 17 set for period number 2. Ignatius will be working from left to right in this period, and the Titans from right to left. Ignatius quickly bringing it toward the net, trying a wraparound attempt for Preston, and it's lost behind the net for a second. Weller sticks it, trying to get it through into the slot. That shot gets blocked. A nice play out in front by Weller. Here's Lytle trying to retrieve it on the near side. Instead, it comes back behind the net for Vasic and the Wolfpack. Fight behind the net for the puck. They're looking for somebody in the slot. Instead, it comes near the blue line.
So far, the Titans have been bailed out by St. Ignatius, not crisp on the passes. They've been able to connect on a few, but they missed a few guys out in front.
There's another look at it. Back-to-back whiffs from the Wolfpack. Neither shot gets on net, but a good stick keeps it in the zone. And it's picked off right in front. That shot too high. He had a good look at the net. That was Daniel Heidkamp, keeping it in the zone and firing one just a little bit too high of Preston's net. Ignatius with some relentless pressure to start this second period. And Glenbrook South finally able to exit the zone and stick it forward. That's Lytle losing control near center ice with some speed as Walsh, but he gets it poke checked forward by Lytle. Heidkamp again with the backhand this time.
Yeah, turnover again by the Titans, almost puts them down 2.
And it was loose for a second, but coming back the other way, McCauley trying to get it all the way to Hoffer. He's in alone if he can hurry. Netsky dives to deflect it. He's got to get back in his net without a stick. And that puck rattling around near the boards. Netsky still without his stick. One of the Ignatius defenders needs to get it to him. Makes that save without a stick, to the pleasure of the Ignatius crowd.
Well, two things. Did I hear you say McCauley? I think you said McCauley.
Oh, did I?
That's funny. But second, again, shots from the point, got to stay low. That finds the chest protector of Netsky, so easy save. We're going to go back to the turnover by the Titans. Here, as you see, Weller's got control of the puck, gives it right up to a St. Ignatius player, and that's going to continue to kill the Titans if they keep doing that. But on the offensive side of things, the puck's got to stay low for the point. You can't allow the goalie to easily smother it up and not create a rebound. If shots from the point are to create a rebound, you're not trying to pick a corner.
I must have said McCauley looking for Mulvey would be my guess. Here's Holub. Looking for Haynes in the slot, who tries a centering pass to Holub. A beautiful give and go. Holub to Haynes to Holub, tic-tac-toe.
As St. Ignatius able to clear up the passing there, or clean up the passing rather, and once they're able to do that, I tell you what, they look like a real good, almost like it's offsides. Looks like we got everything back. Folks at home, we shouldn't apologize. I think the St. Ignatius fans should apologize for unplugging our whole system. So that's why the whole broadcast went kaput. It just went black, and I have no idea what happened, but Gerard fixed it. Yeah, he fixed it. It took him, I don't know, it took him what, 10 seconds to figure out what the problem was?
Gerard the Whiz Boris. Here comes the centering pass, Vasic, but it's sticked away by Preston. I believe right before the technical difficulties happened. Here comes Surma in the slot, his shot. Save made initially, it's loose. Into the seat of his pants, Brody makes a nice save, and it comes all the way down the ice for icing. What I was going to say before that chance from the Titans was St. Ignatius scored their second goal of the evening, courtesy of Michael Holub. He's got both of the Wolfpack goals, so they lead it 2-0 with 13 minutes to go in the period. But let's go back to this save made by Netsky.
So here's something we talk about a lot on the broadcast, stopping in front of the net. And you can see Titans almost able to get control of it, but just about to peel off was one of the Titans. That was Sokol. I mean, if you stop in front of the net, chances of you putting that in the back of the net is a lot higher. Stopping at the net, also having to stick on the ice too.
One of the Titans' best chances so far. They are still scoreless. We mentioned both teams coming off of a loss. St. Ignatius shut out 6-0 against Glenbrook North. And you mentioned it before, Glenbrook South coming off a loss to Lake Forest as well.
Yeah, so did you hear I did play-by-play yesterday?
How did that go? How'd you like it?
Well, it was all right. I mean, obviously not as good as like you or Dylan, but Dylan said my overtime call was good, so I'll take that.
Yeah, there you go.
And that's the one that matters. Right? It wasn't a Glenbrook South goal. And actually, so I don't know if Gerard can hear me, but the, what is it called? The thumbnail?
The thumbnail.
Says Glenbrook South 4, Lake Forest 3.
Little catfish. Has a nice save made by Preston out in front. In alone was Heidkamp looking for a goal, and that was sticked away from Preston. Heidkamp has had a nice couple of periods, finding himself in the slot, looking for a goal. And here comes Glenbrook South on the attack. Higgins is working one-on-one. Let's see if he can get a shot off. It goes right into the net, or excuse me,
now
into the glove of Brody Netsky. They didn't blow the whistle. He was looking to freeze it appeared, but instead the Wolfpack will come up the ice and will look for another goal. Nice move, frees himself up, sharp angle, shot denied. That was Rizzuti taking it coast to coast. Another one, save made by Preston. It comes loose, Doherty fires it to the net, and that never got through a pile of bodies. Sokol looking for it on the near side. Jimmy Doherty couldn't keep it, and it finally comes all the way down for the Titans. And Stevens looking for somewhere to go with it. He gets muscled off the puck by Rizzuti. Or excuse me, by Cook.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I know that one of the Titans defenders was changing. Not sure where the other one was. Should have been on that blue line via a pass option.
Stevens delivered a big hit to free up the puck, and now Glenbrook South trying to re-enter. Not too crisp with the passing, and you can tell it's starting to frustrate my broadcast partner here.
Yeah, it is.
Stevens couldn't weave through the Wolfpack maze, and instead it comes back the other way. Weller fighting for it on the far side. It came loose for a second. Instead, it's touched forward for Cesario, working one-on-one with Jimmy Doherty. Cesario shot, save made by Netsky. Mulvey tried to touch that forward, and it was picked off. Coming back the other way is Reef. Reef leaves it for Holub, who's got both goals for the Wolfpack. Puck is loose. Holub rings it off the boards. Nobody was there. It'll be collected near center ice by Simon Moynihan. And Surma delivering some pressure on the forecheck. And it comes into the zone, touched forward by Maxwell Meyer. Like we said, now we're 7 minutes into the second period. Still no penalties. And that one will come all the way down the length of the ice. It was tipped near center ice. Won't be an icing. Dunlay peels it and drops it back for Moynihan to take. On the near side, he settles, surveys his options, peels it behind Brody Netsky's net, who has made 17 of 17 saves so far. Gives it away out in front, Bonnell. We'll see if Glenbrook South can take advantage. To Cesario, back to Bonnell, looking for Surma. And it never got through. It's touched forward. Surma with a nice takeaway, frees himself up. He shoots.
Ooh.
Almost.
Might have caught the face mask.
It either caught the face mask or the post. It was something that wasn't a pad.
I see Ignatius there makes a move at the blue line, so bails out the Titans there. But at the whistle, I want to take a look at that replay because it sounded like a mask, but I'm not sure.
Fagan with a giveaway. It's 2-on-0 now. The shot. Steinloff scores.
Hey, Anthony, what did I say, right? Giveaways?
Yep, exactly. Giveaways have been kryptonite.
Wouldn't be surprised if the Titans changed lines on that one. I mean, you just can't give away the puck. It's a blank giveaway right out in front. Finds a stick of a St. Ignatius player. And is that Steinloff, you said?
Steinloff scored.
Yeah, that's the last guy to give it away to on that St. Ignatius team. I mean, he's got 29 points. Well, now 30, unless he was able to put a point on those first two. But he's got over 30 points on the season. Last guy to give up the puck to us. You can see both officials, one talking to Jimmy Philbin, the other one talking to Montgomery. Not sure what it's about, so we'll take another look at that replay. But you can see how detrimental the giveaways are. I mean, right out in front, Ignatius goes 2-on-0, but Steinloff goes just under the glove, just over the pad on that one.
Jackson Steinloff, his 14th goal of the season to go along with 16 helpers. He's got 30 points on the season, leading the way for the Wolfpack. And it gets deflected near the blue line. Jonah Weiss taking it up the other way.
Wouldn't be surprised if this game continues the same way it does if the Titans start juggling up the lines a little bit to try to create some momentum.
3-0 is the score. Here's Preston. Gets fought off the puck. Like you said, we'll see if Glenbrook South is able to answer quickly. Otherwise, we'll see if Coach Jim Philbin does anything to switch it up and try to manufacture some momentum for the Titans, who are down 3-0 to the St. Ignatius Wolfpack. Brady Vasic trying to weave his way past Weller. Lost control, but beat his man to the puck. Centering pass. That shot goes wide. In the slot, it was Brossert looking to connect. And Preston, I couldn't tell if he got a piece of it or if it just went wide, but Hoffer takes it into the blue line for the Titans. Hoffer, centering pass. Looked like he was trying to reach his teammate Benjamin Stevens, but instead, the puck went loose and it was recovered by the Wolfpack, who are on top 3-0. Vasic touches it forward near the center ice for Weller to chase, and he'll get it to Hoffer. And another giveaway. Pienta takes control. His shot fought off. Rebound. And Ignatius tried to get that pass forward, and another stick to get it out of harm's way by Preston. Pienta trying to drag it toward the crease. And it goes off a skate right to Hoffer near center ice. He's working one-on-one with Doherty. Trying to weave it through, but Jimmy Doherty denied it.
Pretty easy to defend when you try to go right through a player. I understand the one-on-one move, but you got guys coming behind you. It's a little extracurricular after the whistle.
Preston made the stop there. It's finally starting to look like Glenbrook South is getting some offensive possession. So much of it has been played in their defensive zone. But you see
the puck that ends up on Hoffer's stick. Unable to get through a St. Ignatius player, but still no penalties in this game. Didn't mean to cut you off, Anthony.
No, not at all. I was just going to say, it's nice to see the Titans get some of that offensive pressure, but it always seems to be one-on-one or one-on-two. Haven't had any odd man rushes in the Titans' favor. Here's Haynes, had that nice assist for Hollab for the Ignatius' second goal. Haynes strong with the backhand, looking for his teammate instead all the way back down. Brody Netsky will stop it.
The official had his hand up for an icing. I'm not sure why, but thankfully the other one was smart enough to realize it was not an icing. Or not the official linesman, rather.
Fight for the puck, and a race is won by Mulvey, the captain of the Titans.
Fall down.
Would that fall be to try to draw a penalty there?
Yeah, if he falls down, it's a penalty 10 times out of 10. And you got the Titans need to do something to get him to get them on the offensive side of things.
Like we said,
Pressure.
still no penalties so far in this game. We're more than halfway through the second period. St. Ignatius on top of Glenbrook South, 3-0. Thank you for spending your Sunday evening with us on the South Hockey Network. Make sure to like and subscribe to access enhanced replay features. Here's Austin Haynes with a step, gets it sticked away by Mulvey. Reef peels it back and circles to get it to Hollop. Hollop with the backhand, trying to muscle it. And he gets it on the near side to Dunlay, fighting for it. Sokol sticks him, and Hollop stops it momentarily. Cesario flicks that down. Both teams go for a change. And it's touched forward for Bonnell, who's got a step if he hurries. Bonnell, his shot. And he gets blasted into the boards. He gets up quickly. It looked like that hurt as Bonnell couldn't connect.
Especially the way that he crashed in the boards there. That was a very uncomfortable position, but thankfully for the Titans, he's able to pop back up.
And he tried to get a little retaliation there on the far side boards. Just missing the stick of Boris. He would have been in alone one-on-one against Netsky. Back behind the net it goes. Netsky touches it behind. We're under 5 minutes to play in the second period. Dunlay, almost a giveaway. Boris couldn't get his stick all the way through. He was just able to deflect the pass in the passing lane. Lytle and Boris working good on the forecheck. Trying to come away with it. It gets touched forward by Jeremy behind Preston's net. Fagan there, and pinning him up against the boards is Steinloff. Steinloff asking for a penalty, didn't get one. But Ignatius still has possession of the puck. Walsh on the far side point. Gets it inside to Meyer. Your pick for the first penalty. We'll see if he'll commit an offense here. It's still loose, recovered by Jeremy. And it gets touched back near the blue line and picked off by Lytle. And he'll start the rush for the Titans, looking for Boris, who absorbs a check. And it's 2-on-2, Lytle trying to earn it toward the net, looking for a step, and lost control of the puck. Plays it behind the net for Boris. It goes off his skate, and it's still loose behind the net. Fagan trying to keep it in. Pajerski couldn't quite corral it, and to center ice it goes. Fought for the puck. Glenbrook South. Lytle trying to tap it forward, and it settles with Maxwell Meyer. Maxwell Meyer right in front. Pajerski had an open look, but a save made by Netsky.
I think that puck actually just goes high. I don't think it actually touched Netsky.
Kind of an interesting move from St. Ignatius to dump it back into their defensive
So they
zone.
actually thought initially it was a hand pass, and it was not, because they did it in their defensive zone.
Here comes Hoffer looking to pass this time instead of going right through the defense of the Wolfpack, but he loses control. It's touched forward near center ice. Hoffer. And it gets knocked away. Fagan touching it forward to Hoffer. Hoffer on the far side looking to answer for the Titans. Gets it inside to Stevens. It's loose. Pajerski was looking on the backhand, but he couldn't corral the puck and fire it toward the net. Still 3-0 Wolfpack with 2.5 to play in the second period. That pass stretches the length of the ice to Vasic, who will start the rush for the Wolfpack. Into the neutral zone, a huge hit delivered by Mulvey. And Hoffer taking it on the far side into the neutral zone, trying to start the rush once more for the Titans. They've got numbers into the slot. His shot, it's loose. They rebound and score! Jonathan Cesario there to clean up the mess and put the Titans on the board.
Isn't it amazing what happens when you shoot the puck and it creates a rebound? Dirty goals is what's going to win you games. It's not the pretty ones. As Hoffer cuts to the middle there, gets pestered. There's no option but to shoot it, and Cesario is able to bury that for the Titans. But again, creating rebounds is what you need to do.
Absolutely, that is
Cesario in front, he stops, he doesn't spin and go around the net or whatever a lot of high school hockey players do. He's right in front of the net, ready for the rebound.
Especially like you mentioned earlier, when you get a goaltender as good as Brody Netsky, you're going to need to put some traffic in front of him and try to score off of rebounds, because he's not going to miss those first saves too often. Here come the Titans with some momentum. Sokol looking for Surma. He shoots, instead tried a centering pass, but it was blocked out in front. Fagan gets it to Mulvey. Mulvey's shot gets blocked. Can Pienta win the race to the puck? Here he comes. Fagan there in position. Pienta gets past him to the net, and a save made by Preston. Here comes Sokol on the other end. The action has really picked up at Fifth Third Arena in the closing minutes of the second period. Wrapping it around and bringing it into center ice is Grayson Rizzuti, and he dumps it down for Higgins to retrieve. Glenbrook South looking to start the rush and potentially get one more goal on the board before the intermission whistle.
So interference is a really interesting penalty to me. I think it's one of the most random penalties called in hockey. I actually thought the Titans should have gone to the box there for interference, but they escaped away with that one as Mulvey goes all the way to the point, knock it off the stick and deflect that one up and into the netting. But I do think the Titans got away with one there. Interference. And there's one more that I can't think off the top of my head, but those are the two most random
Gray area
penalties.
penalties up to the officials. Some of the other ones are so textbook, right? Trip.
Right. I'm trying to think of
that top unit out there for St. Ignatius has contributed 2 goals tonight. And it's sticked away. Austin Haynes looking to take it. Hollab there with him. It gets knocked away, and it sticks in with Hollab. It won't be an offside. They were looking for Reef on the far side, but he couldn't corral the puck. Austin Haynes winning the race to the puck behind the net, tried a backhand centering pass for Hollab, but it lined off the stick of the net.
And to my interference point, that's at any level, even the NHL. Like that's
not
just
a true definition, kind of like in the NFL. What's a
yeah,
catch?
it's just at every level of hockey, it seems to be such a random. It's a random call. Like it's really up to the officials, I guess. Almost like maybe pass interference, right?
30 seconds to go in the period as Reef touched that forward, and it was sticked near center ice. Hoffer coming on the near side, trying to get it to him, but it just misses. Haynes will peel it back the other way with numbers for the Wolfpack. Under 15 seconds to play in the period. Haynes makes his move, but loses control. And they'll fight for it behind the net. Coming away with it is Glenbrook South with under 6 seconds to play in the period. Losing control of the puck, Stevens will peel it near center ice as the whistle sounds. St. Ignatius has had the upper hand for most of this game, but how important was it for the Titans to get that first goal?
Yeah, huge goal for Glenbrook South. I mean, that's something that you need, especially when you're down 3-0, and anything could happen in the third once that Zamboni starts cleaning up the ice. I mean, one team can come out flat-footed, another team can come out not. So we'll see.
Absolutely, it is 3-1 after 2 periods of play. St. Ignatius on top of the GBS Titans. We've got an intermission. We'll have a fresh sheet of ice and a fresh 17 minutes on the clock for the third period of action. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Back for the third period of action between Glenbrook South and St. Ignatius at the Fifth Third Arena, Chicago Blackhawks Community Ice Rink in Chicago. St. Ignatius on top of the Titans 3-1 after 2 periods of play. 2 goals from Michael Hollab and 1 from Jackson Steinloff. But late in the second period, Jonathan Cesario answered, and it is 3-1 as we open play in the third period. My name's Anthony Pasquale alongside David Ventura, broadcasting this game for you on the South Hockey Network. And David, what are you looking forward to in this third period?
A little bit more passion out of the Titans is what's going to go a long way, especially in this game. Obviously, Netsky standing his head in this one, making some big saves for Ignatius, but it's going to be the dirty goals that you're going to score on him. It's not going to be those snipes from the top of the circle.
True.
Keep the shots low from the point. No reason to be shooting it at the chest pad or in the corners, and clean it up in the defensive end.
Back to the way these teams were going in the first period. Ignatius working from right to left on your screen, and your Titans from left to right. We're just about ready for the puck drop of the third period at the Fifth Third Arena in Chicago, Illinois, and the faceoff is won by Glenbrook South. The Titans bounce it off the boards. That was Lucas Fagan. Brody Netsky couldn't settle a bouncing puck, and it comes on the near side to Mulvey. Cesario, the 1 goal scored by the Titans today was off Cesario's blade. And it goes back behind the net for him to retrieve. It's loose out in front. It's still loose in the slot. A nice stick from Austin Haynes, but that's going to be a hooking penalty on the Wolfpack. It's loose still. Netsky couldn't get a glove on it, and it's finally touched by St. Ignatius. That's going to be Austin Haynes, number 24 in maroon, heading to the penalty box for a hook. I'm not sure if you got the replay of it, but you were on it right away.
Well, I might have been more busy yelling hook, but no, I did get on the replays. That's a pretty easy call there for the officials. As you can see, the stick gets caught up. And Sokol might get a better view behind the nets. As you can kind of see where that stick gets lodged up, but nevertheless, it's going to put the Titans on a power play.
Big moment on the power play. Glenbrook South desperately needing some momentum as we begin this third period with a 2-goal deficit. Jackson Steinloff shot out of a cannon on this penalty kill.
Oh no.
Right down the length of the ice, and quickly it's gonna go back into the box. This time a Titan, Ryan Mulvey, headed to the box. Just like that, all the momentum the Titans might have had, gone.
And that should just be a 2-minute penalty. Gets called for roughing there, so we're gonna head to 4-on-4 hockey. Ignatius didn't even get a chance to do the sponsorship shout out.
We did not. Both of us were also wrong on the first penalty of the game. It was Austin Haynes with a hook. And we begin 4-on-4 hockey for the next minute and 45 seconds. Blake Hoffer with a lot of space getting it to Pajurski. And Pajurski takes it into the offensive zone, leaving it back for Weller, walking right in and shooting. Netsky with a nice save. Right off the Wolf on his chest. He gobbles up that puck into the breadbasket.
Right into the breadbasket. Just like you said, right in the breadbasket of the goaltender. Again, I never understand why we're shooting it from the point right into the chest protector of the goalie. I mean, that's just needs to throw it off a pad, right? If you got no one blocking, throw it off a pad, create a rebound.
Those rebound goals are the way you generate a lot of offense, especially against some of these really good goaltenders. And here comes St. Ignatius the other way. Jackson Steinloff drew the penalty to make it 4-on-4. Here he has finding Jerami, but losing control on the near side. Let's see if the Titans can turn it into an offensive rush with the body on the floor, covering up the puck, and that is going to be a whistle. The Titans
should go all the way down.
And like you said, I believe it'll be a delay of
that
game,
or just outside the zone.
And it should go down the other way.
Yeah, just outside the zone. I wasn't sure if that's where the faceoff was or all the way down, but still got a minute 13 left of 4-on-4 hockey. Then the Titans will have to kill for 13 seconds, and it's going to be just a little more than that because the players got to get outside the box. Here at Fifth Third, you got to skate across the ice, so it's not like the penalty box is right next to each other. That actually does play a big factor in terms of getting the right guys out there on the ice.
Certainly something to keep an eye on as this penalty winds down. We've got a minute to go at 4-on-4 hockey. Here's Hollab using the backhand to get it into the zone. and Fagan wraps it around. Puck is loose on the near side. And another giveaway for the Titans start this attack for the Wolfpack. Peeling it back, looking for somewhere to go is Edmund Burke, and it's kept in once more. Here's Hollop, tries to find somewhere to go with the puck, surveys his options, gets it back to Burke, who rings that one in, and it's loose out in front. Let's see if Glenbrook South can start something forward. Taking a spill, creates a 2-on-1. It's Surma, got to get the pass off. Sokol, his shot goes wide.
That was a chance there for the Titans. Sokol just misses the net on that one. We're going to see if that hits a St. Ignatius stick. I know there was contact, but not sure if that was stick on stick after the shot got through.
Doherty's shot went just a little bit high. I think it might have tipped off of Preston. And the first penalty is over, so it'll be a 13-second kill for Glenbrook South. Austin Haynes out of the box, comes right onto the ice and jumps into the play as that puck gets lifted up and out of play with 4 seconds left on the man advantage for the Wolfpack.
Yeah, we'll see here if Sokol was able to get that shot off cleanly or not. Is Surma looking for him the whole way, finds him. Yeah, he does. The stick just hits the St. Ignatius defender after the shot, but just misses that one. That's those 2-on-1 chances. You got to at least hit the net on that one.
Got to give credit at least that they were able to pass it and get a shot off, because we've seen a few of those odd man rushes
yeah, we've
turn
seen
into
them where
just...
they've had hard times with that, right? At least they weren't going for the chest protector on that one. Now we're back to 5-on-5.
Back to even strength with 14:05 to go in the period and in regulation. On the near side, it bounces off the boards to Pienta, tries to stretch it forward, looking for Daniel Heidkamp. Instead, it comes down the other way. Dunlay trying to retrieve it. He'll slap it with the stick, and Cesario takes it near the end line. And he rings it around the boards. Mulvey will have to retrieve it and send it onto the net off the pad, but no Titan was there for a rebound. But that's kind of what you're talking about, right? Shots from the point, aiming for those pads.
Well, we did exactly what we needed to do, but now you need a guy in front of the net. Everyone is literally on the boards. I mean, if you have guys in front, you're going to create a rebound. That's where those dirty goals happen. And we'll go back to it at a whistle because I think everyone was literally on the boards.
Cesario tried to bounce it off the boards looking for Sokol, but instead it's Preston settling it behind his net for Mulvey to start the rush. Mulvey loses control out in front, a shot, and a nice save made by Preston, and into the net he goes. I think it's gonna be a delayed call, and Glenbrook South is gonna go on the power play, because right after the shot, crashing into the net, Grayson Rizzuti knocked Preston back off of his skates, and it'll be another power play for the Titans. Hopefully this time, they don't commit a penalty in the first 13 seconds of it.
And we don't have a replay of it because it was behind the play, but here's what I'm talking about with the shot on goal. So Mulvey shoots it here, and you have no one in front. Literally everyone is on the boards. So
back to live action.
Do that on the power play.
2-minute man advantage for Glenbrook South. They're looking to get back into this one. Mulvey firing that one into the middle, looking for one of his teammates, and he lost possession. Here's Mulvey near the blue line. Across ice. Stevens down low to Hoffer. He's got Bonnell and Pajerski. Instead, it goes back to the point, D to D. Mulvey cycling it on the near side to Pajerski, inside to Bonnell with a one-timer, but it never got through. It's still loose out in front. Bonnell has it again. He's still fighting. He scores! Evan Bonnell, third time's the charm for 13 in white.
Yeah, that's a power play goal there. That's a huge one, too. You got Bonnell out in front with Hoffer, and Bonnell's able to... He actually misses it on the first one, but nevertheless, he's able to bury on that first initial chance, save there by Netsky, and then he follows up, right? Stays in front of the net, stick on the ice, waiting for the rebound. What do we talk about? The Titans are going to score a dirty goal, and they scored a dirty goal on the power play, right? So that's what the Titans need to do to bury one on them and go for a 3-0 deficit to 3-2. We still got 12 and a half minutes left to do something.
The Titans have a little bit of momentum as we begin the third period. 12 minutes and 25 seconds left on the clock, and they've scored the last 2 goals in the game. Bonnell on the near side. Just scored a goal a moment ago, and Fagan will slap this one toward the net looking for a deflection, but it went a little bit wide. Lytel couldn't get his stick on it. This one comes behind Netsky and rings back toward the circle. Fagan weaving his way inside. It's loose for a moment. Lytle recovering it, and instead trying to blame it, or throw it off the boards, I should say, was Jackson Brossart, but it went into his own bench instead.
Yeah, and these next 12 minutes, obviously super important for the Titans. And you're an Ignatius fan, they got to find a way to bounce back. Giving up the last 2 goals, if they're not careful here, Titans can get another one quick. But it's all about the response.
We were talking yesterday on the SHL Network, the first couple shifts after a goal are the most important. And Glenbrook South still looks to have some momentum as this one goes all the way to Haynes. He shoots, and a save made by Preston. Comes back to center ice. A lot of velocity on that shot. Now here's Holub dumping it into the zone and trying to win the race to the puck. He will. He gets pinned up against the board. Samuel Reef there to retrieve it. And it comes on the near side to Cesario. And it'll be Haynes picking it up in the neutral zone. Dropping it back, looking for his teammate Jimmy Doherty, but instead it goes back the other way. Cesario dumped it in. Some good work near the blue line. And it comes in and out. Soka will have to tag up before he can retouch the puck. And Jimmy Doherty will pick it up as both teams go for a change with 11 minutes left in the third period. A 1-goal lead for the Wolfpack. Doherty lost control. Holub flips it forward. And it'll be Glenbrook South trying to take it. Stevens wrapping it around his net. Pulling it on the near side for Hoffer, who will touch it across ice to Pajurski. A nice pass, tape to tape. That shot, block it away. It's still loose out in front. And Steinloff there with the rebound, and he passes it up to Meyer. Meyer loses control, and the pass from Mulvey goes back into the Titan zone. Pajurski, stretch pass, connects to Hoffer on the far side, tries to thread the needle through a defender, and loses control, looking for the game's equalizer.
You got to go wide there or take the shot.
Steinloff with some speed. Maxwell Meyer fired it quickly onto the net. And he tried a centering pass looking for Meyer, and it's still loose. Glenbrook South wanted a trip call, and the officials' arms stay at their waist. Here it comes, Stevens ahead to Pajurski. Can Pajurski get it to Bonnell? And we're gonna have an offside.
We'll go back to the chance that Hoffer had. The Titans are able to clear the puck out of the zone as Pajurski goes cross ice to Hoffer there, and he decides to cut back inside, finding Doherty, who's defending him well. I mean, you either got to go outside, try to create a chance, wait for your team to change, or take the shot.
And it goes across ice to Weller. Uses the backhand to knife it behind. And it comes on the far side for St. Ignatius, Edmund Burke. He tries to flip it forward, but it's taken away. Down low come the Titans. That's Boris trying to wrap around the net. Loses control for a second. Netsky in between the pipes, looking to see which side of the post he should cling to. Pienta shovels it forward. Ignatius seems to be winning every race to the puck right now, which is making it hard for Glenbrook South to generate the offense they would like to, as they trail by 1 here in the third. Weller on the boards to Boris. Boris with the backhand looking for Bonnell, just out of the reach. And Ignatius will resettle. Off the boards, that one defended. It was tipped near center ice. Preston sticked it. McPherson gave it away and covered it right back up. And he gets it, a pass off the boards to Weller. Weller to Bonnell. Bonnell drops it back for Boris. On the backhand, was looking for Surma, and just out of the reach of Fagan. It'll go all the way down the length of the ice for icing.
Yeah, and this is an offensive zone draw the Titans need. You still got 8.5 minutes, so calm down. It's how, calming, being able to be calm, cool, collected is important. It's not like you need to rush to get the next goal. And shots on goal are actually even, right, at 24. So if you just simply look at the scoreboard, the Titans are not out of this one yet, even though, like you said, Lake Forest has been arriving to the puck first almost every time.
Certainly seems like they have been winning every race to the loose pucks, which is something Spencer Montgomery, I'm sure, harps on his boys. They've played 3 games in a row just like these Titans. 1 in the SHL, 1 in the CCHL, and then again tonight in the SHL against Glenbrook South, looking to win their 15th game in conference action, as that one is saved by Preston. It got through a maze of bodies somehow, but Preston able to knock it away. Vasic fans on the stretch pass, and Glenbrook South has numbers. Sokol gets it to Cesario, the backhand pass, and a good tie-up down low, keeping Surma from getting his blade on the puck. Moynihan might have saved the tying goal.
I tell you what, Ignatius doing a good job defending, especially when they got Glenbrook South players out in front of Netsky, not allowing those garbage goals to happen.
Cesario bounces it off the boards for Pajurski. Gets by one man and flings it on the far side to Surma. Rebound, and it's loose. A save initially made by Netsky, but the puck was right in no man's land before it was recovered by Haynes. Haynes inside to Holub, weaving his way, gets to the net, still loose. Haynes slaps one, and it never got through. Mulvey tries a stretch pass, looking for Stevens. It gets taken away. Here's Hoffer. Hoffer, can he act quick enough? Sharp angle shot, misses the crossbar. McPherson there to collect. Excuse me, that's Weller. He finds Stevens once more. Tried a centering pass looking for Hoffer down low in between. And instead, St. Ignatius comes away with possession momentarily. And Michael Holub will flick it down the length of the ice. And it won't be icing. He used one of those stretch lob passes like you mentioned. Got right back. Holub was looking for Haynes. And Steinloff is out there with him, clearing it down below. Jimmy Doherty able to keep this one in. Steinloff can't get a handle on it. Instead, it comes between the legs for Pajurski. A nice move. He shoots wide. Hoffer again looking for a centering pass, but no Titan there in front of the net. Boris out onto the ice, trying to make a play on Doherty, forcing him to dump it down. Preston had to get into a goalie stance, but he didn't have to make a save. Doherty keeps it in. We're under 6 minutes to play in the third. Maxwell Meyer pinned up against the boards, trying to clear the puck away. And he gets it back to the blue line. Skating past one man and dumping it behind. He's got Maxwell Meyer on the near side. Comes to Doherty near the blue line. And again behind the net it goes for Steinloff, who touches it forward. Meyer fighting for it. Glenbrook South trying to get the puck out of their zone, and they finally do. Bonnell touching it forward, trying to go in between the legs of his defender. And it quickly comes right back into the possession of the Wolfpack, who have controlled the puck for the majority of this third period, despite Glenbrook South being the team trying to equalize the score. Here come the Titans. Let's see if they could start the rush. It's Boris. And it was Lytle. Fagan. That's going to be offside if Fagan touched it. And a whistle blew.
So we'll go back to the 2 zone entries by the Titans. Here's one as Bonnell's entering the zone. I mean, you got all that room wide, and he tries to cut to the middle. We go back to another offensive opportunity here by the Titans. Again, if you fake inside, then go wide, but instead the Titans go fake wide and then to the inside, that's a super easy play for the defender. So the Titans are having a super tough time with these zone entries.
Pienta threw it down. And the Titans once more will see if they're able to exit and enter the zone cleanly. Fagan on the far side looking for Surma. And Surma back to Fagan. A lot of time coming off the clock. Glenbrook South needs to start putting the puck on net if they want to get the equalizing goal.
I like to call it inside the 5-minute mark when you're down, the crunch time.
And we have entered David Ventura's trademark crunch time. A nice play by Sokol to enter the zone, and he gets knifed to the ground. That is going to be a penalty.
There we go.
Behind the play.
Listen, that's the correct call. It's just the official inside the zone should have made that call.
Would that be the interference penalty that you mentioned earlier?
That's, again, look at that. That's one of those where
he fell, sold it.
Early in the game, they didn't, know, in some other plays they don't call it, but there they call it. I mean, like that is textbook interference, as well as the other times they don't call interference. And yes, he did sell it with the falling down, but that's what gets the call, right? So
Simon Moynihan into the box for St. Ignatius. They'll be out there trying to kill this penalty. While Glenbrook South is looking for the game's tying goal, it's Pajerski, Stevens, Hoffer, Bonnell, and Mulvey. And Bonnell couldn't corral it on the zone exit. Preston had to act quickly. He's out of his net. And Mulvey will have to peel it up the ice. Glenbrook South trying to generate a goal on the power play. They have scored once on the man advantage thus far. Trying to thread the needle inside. It's kept by Mulvey. A good job by him to keep it in the zone for the Titans. Pajerski weaving his way inside, tries a backdoor pass. That shot save made by Netsky. A one-time opportunity from Bonnell, and Netsky says no.
Yeah, you know, I really like that look there by Pajerski to try and find Bonnell. It actually hits a stick out in front. So that's why Bonnell's not able to get all of that.
Yeah, it also gave Netsky just enough time to go post to post there and make that save. Glenbrook South wins the draw once more. Two Titans in the same place there. As Bonnell loses the handle, tries to dump it back for Hoffer, and Hoffer corrals. Trying to get it to Pajerski as Ignatius fierce on the defense, trying to clear. It comes to Mulvey at the point, able to keep it in. D-to-D pass, it comes to Stevens. And inside, back to Mulvey. His shot deflected out in front. Hoffer couldn't quite get a good stick on it. I'm not sure if Netsky made a save or if it bounced wide. Here it comes to Pajerski. Pajerski back to Mulvey. 44 seconds left on the man advantage. That shot never got through. Rebound. Save made. No, it's in the back of the net. What an effort. Evan Bonnell, his second of the game.
That's a big one there by the Titans. Bonnell in the right spot, right in front of the net. As he finds that one, we'll take a good look at the replay here as Mulvey's first shot misses the net. Then Hoffer goes, and Bonnell, after Hoffer unable to connect with that puck and put it in the back of the net, Bonnell finds it. And actually, Hoffer does get a shot off on net there, but Netsky makes that initial stop. That puck bounces out to Bonnell. He puts it in the back of the net, so an RSM power play goal for the Titans.
An RSM power play goal for the Glenbrook South Titans, 3-3 with 2 minutes and 30 seconds left in the contest. Does Glenbrook South have another? Sokol leaves it back for Surma. His shot goes wide. The rebound off the backboards came right to Cesario, but he couldn't get another shot on cleanly. Glenbrook South with a lot of momentum. They've scored the game's last 3 goals. Here's a race to the puck. Meyer threading the needle, backhand, save made by Preston. Steinloff there, and he leaves it with the backhand down below. Jeremy trying to win the race to the puck, and Meyer delivering a big hit as Sokol comes into the zone and absorbs a check from Dunley.
I tell you what, great play by Sokol on the back check as he picks up the guy trailing for Ignatius.
Cesario 2-on-1, looking for Hoffer, couldn't get it to him. That was a nice defensive effort by Sokol. It set up that chance for the Titans, but they couldn't cash in.
Nice. Yeah, you got to get to the red line and then dump it in. So we're going to go back to the... Oh, they got the JV and some of the varsity 2 players watching on this one. But this is the defensive play. We're going to go back to here. Sokol on the back check as he picks up Steinloff, who's trying to break into the net there. He actually gets a step ahead of him, but nevertheless, offensive zone draw for the Titans on the Ignatius icing.
1:40 to go in the contest. Pajerski, and it's sticked away out in front. Netsky takes a tumble into his net. It looks like no penalty.
As we're going to take a look here from behind the net, because I'm not really sure what happened.
Oh, they got Brody Netsky in net for a penalty for yelling at the ref.
I see what happened. Look at this. Look at this. So here's where the officials are going to talk it over. But yeah, Stevens' stick when he goes to defend, he hits Netsky right in the face. Cesario.
So that should be a penalty or no?
Yes, that should be a penalty on us. See, he gets him right with the stick.
Hit him in the head with the stick. Netsky flipped back into the net, and because he was upset the official's arm wasn't up, he said something to the officials and then drew a penalty on himself for yelling at the ref. That's what our take is off of this. Here's another look at the replay for those of you at home watching. Netsky takes a tumble into his net because Steven's stick hit him in the mask. He lost his stick. He yelled something at the official. The official blew the whistle. And I believe called a penalty on St. Ignatius. However, no Wolfpack defender has skated onto the box, and it's going to be coming the other way.
That's a good pickup by you. Gerard's telling me to stop showing the replay.
Maxwell Meyer finally heading to the box. And it's not going to be a penalty on Glenbrook South for sticking in the head there.
So do I get a half a point?
You should.
No, well, actually, no, because I denied Cesario yesterday.
And the penalty instead goes on, well, Maxwell Meyer is going to serve it. It's a penalty on Netsky.
So quite the turn of events, huh? We went from thinking the Titans might change up the lines halfway through the game to now, let's turn the music off, guys.
That shot save made by Netsky. 1:14 seconds left in the game. 1:52 left on the man advantage. So if they do not score before the end of regulation, Glenbrook South would carry a power play briefly into the overtime period. St. Ignatius looking for a kill here as they, of course, feel that a penalty should have been called on Glenbrook South and not the other way around. Mulvey's shot, save made by Netsky. Bodies crash out in front of the net. Good job by Jimmy Doherty to stop the puck. Can they clear? They can. Michael Hollop racing to the puck. Go ahead.
So the penalty was for, what did you say it was
The
again?
penalty was on the goaltender Netsky, but it's being served by Meyer because Netsky yelled at the official for no penalty.
Huh? Unsportsmanlike conduct?
I believe so.
Okay, gotcha. I was too busy showing them the replay. I probably showed it one too many times. It was on SHL Network. I'm sure that wouldn't be a problem, but.
It comes to Jackson Steinloff. Can they come away with a shorthanded goal to break the 3-3 tie? We're under 30 seconds left in the game.
Well, I'll tell you what, Jackson Steinloff's got 3 shorthanded goals on the season, so I wouldn't be surprised if he could find another one.
Haynes and Steinloff, the 2 forwards on the unit. That puck went out of play, so I believe the faceoff will come to the out of the zone dot with 21.2 seconds left in the game and a minute left on the power play.
That's right, Anthony. And yesterday, the Titans actually had a full 2 minutes in overtime to try to capitalize. They did not. Just shortly after Lake Forest killed it off, they put one in the back of the net. So we'll see if this game goes into overtime or not.
And the faceoff won by Glenbrook South. They quickly enter it into the zone. Under 15 seconds to go. It comes across on the far side boards. Ignatius desperately trying to get this game to a 4th period. Slap shot, never got through. Under 6 seconds to go. Cesario has to move quickly. 4 seconds. It goes behind the net with 2 seconds. A centering pass, it's loose. And that'll do it for regulation. St. Ignatius able to fight the first minute and 22 seconds of the penalty off. And now we head to overtime. Glenbrook South with a furious comeback. They were down 3-0. Now it's 3-3, and we're heading into an overtime period where St. Ignatius will be a man down.
And that's going to be for 38 seconds, then we'll resume the 4-on-4 hockey. Glenbrook South now leading the shots on goal 29-4.
So I believe they'll start this overtime at 5-on-4.
4-on-3.
4-on-3?
4-on-3, and then it'll be 4-on-4 once, I believe, Myers in the box. He was the one serving the penalty, so then it'll be 4-on-4. And then if nothing happens and the whistle blows,
then it'll go to 3-on-3.
Then it'll go 3-on-3.
Got it. Because they don't want it to ever be a 3-on-2.
Right, and Titans are going to have a lot of ice to work with, especially that being a 4-on-3, but that also means Ignatius, if they get a chance to go the other way, they're going to have a lot of ice to work with too. And I imagine that they're going to put Steinloff out there with 2 defensemen.
that would be my guess. Either that or Haynes, who has been
Well, and Steinloff's got 3 shorthanded goals on the season, so you know that is a ton.
It looks like Dunley, Doherty, and Steinloff, you called it, starting the overtime period for St. Ignatius. Now for Glenbrook South, are you going 3 forwards and 1 D-man or 2 and 2?
2 and 2, just in case these 40 seconds don't work out.
Looks like Mulvey, Hoffer, and we flip directions here for the overtime period.
Mulvey, Hoffer, Pajerski, and Vanel. So they're going to go 3 forwards and 1 D.
And then, like you said, Jackson Steinloff, the lone forward for Ignatius. Jimmy Doherty and Hutch Dunley. Jimmy Doherty, of course, shot 5 under in a junior tournament for golf this past summer. A 2-sport athlete at St. Ignatius. Steinloff wins the draw. St. Ignatius still has 38 seconds to kill on this man advantage. Glenbrook South should act quickly as they only have about 20 seconds left with a man advantage. Hoffer into the zone quickly. He's got Bonnell crashing toward the net. Mulvey takes it near the point with some space to work with. Gets it on the near side to Bonnell. 13 seconds left on the power play. Looking for Bonnell, but he swings and misses. It comes past the blue line into center ice. And that'll just about do it for the penalty. Pajerski trying to get Meyer out of the box. Here comes Meyer, crashing into the offensive end. Bonnell has it. His shot is too high. 4 minutes and 15 seconds left. Both teams are at 4-on-4. Even strength until the next whistle, and it'll switch to 3-on-3. Netsky with the blocker up and out of play.
Yeah, nice save there by Netsky, and he's actually made a few blocker saves where the puck really bounces off that blocker. But Hoffer takes a shot from the top of the circles, and it's the blocker there of Netsky. He's actually down on that one, so that's why he's going for those top corners, but unable to put one past Netsky.
3-on-3 now for the remainder of the overtime period. 4 minutes left on the clock. Sokol takes a check. It frees up Mulvey on the far side. His shot goes wide. Austin Haynes takes it up the ice, looking to pass it, and Mulvey couldn't keep it in. Haynes was looking to stretch it to one of his teammates, but with only 3 men on the ice, nobody was home. This will set up a 2-on-2. Mulvey into the zone, peeling it back, surveying his options. Both of his teammates on the far side. Surma with the backhand keeps it in for Sokol, and now St. Ignatius will start the other rush with Tree to go in the overtime period. Hollab on the near side. Into the zone. Burke. He's out there with Hollab and Haynes. They have connected for a couple of goals. Here it comes. His shot. Save made by Preston. 3 minutes and 10 seconds left in the overtime.
Yeah, lockdown defense now. Titans got control of the puck. They need to maintain it.
Trying a stretch pass, and it's deflected near center ice by Steinloff. A good stick to keep that out of the reach of Mulvey, who was trying to create a breakaway. Steinloff with some speed on the near side, trying to spark a 2-on-1. He's got Hollab to his left. Steinloff, and it's peeled away by Pajerski. Steinloff gets it back, and Hoffer fights for it behind his net for Preston, and it comes back the other way for Glenbrook South, slowing things down. Ignatius goes for a change, and it's sticked away. Meyer tried to get a handle on it, and Pajerski's there to recover it with 2:28 left in the overtime period. Of course, if the score is not settled by here, we will go to a shootout. Meyer flips it cross ice, giving his teammates time to retrieve it. Jeremy there. Now Jimmy Doherty keeps it at the blue line. Passes it over to Meyer. Maxwell Meyer fires near the blue line, and it's into the glove of Preston. That play was onside despite it being right on the blue line.
Yeah, it's actually some people were trying to get an offsides call there, but I think that puck did not exit the zone, and Glenbrook South is going to take a timeout here with 2:05 left. You know, obviously a shootout would be difficult for the Titans to enter, especially with Netsky in net. So I think that the Titans need to find a way to end this in the overtime frame.
2 minutes and 5 seconds left in the overtime period. It's interesting looking at the scoreboard and seeing period 4 there on the board, but that's what this is, a 4th period of extra hockey here on a Sunday. Now, David, you've played for Coach Philbin before. In a moment like this, what is he telling his team?
It's all about remaining, not letting the pressure get to you, right? If you do things too fast, you're going to give up control of the puck. And in a 3-on-3 overtime, if you lose control of the puck, you might have thrown away the game. So Glenbrook South's got to start with the face-off win here and settle the puck down, find guys open. Don't force stretch passes, which we have seen in this overtime frame, because you're going to most likely give the puck up if you force those passes.
125 seconds left in the overtime period. Three to 3 is our score. Pajurski, Hoffer, Mulvey, Holub, Steinloff, Dunley. And the faceoff is won by Glenbrook South. Hoffer takes it on the near side and wraps it back around, trying to start the rush. He's got to step on Steinloff. He gets past him, but Holub's there. Hoffer streaking toward the net. He shoots. Save made by Netsky.
Oh, no, Hoffer's going to go to the box. Hoffer's going to go to the box.
Blake Hoffer to the penalty box. To the much pleasure of the St. Ignatius crowd. What was that penalty for?
Yeah, he got Steinloff right in the face. Whacked him in the face. Or not, did I say Steinloff? Netsky.
And now a little bit of poetic justice for St. Ignatius, getting a penalty on contact with the goaltender.
Yeah, there it is. Actually, that was a lot more vulgar than what St. Ignatius, or what happened
earlier,
because that was very obvious as opposed to that one down there. Yeah, that's right.
So into the box goes Hoffer. Now Spencer Montgomery is going to use his timeout for St. Ignatius. 1 minute and 47 seconds left in the game. A fresh 2 minutes of power play. So for the remainder of this overtime, either St. Ignatius scores on the man advantage, or it expires and they go to overtime.
Yeah, I mean,
a shootout.
Yeah, not a good play. St. Ignatius is going to have the rest of this game on the power play. I mean, penalties in overtime is what's going to kill you, especially those ones where you don't need to take one. But St. Ignatius obviously going to have a, kind of like they've had throughout the course of the season. They do a really good job setting up on the power play. Them and Lake Forest, two teams, find a ton of success in terms of setting it up on the power play. Now St. Ignatius needs to find a way to bury it. That's something that haven't had as much success as some of the other teams in the SHL.
Hoffer won't even go in the box since the rest of the time will expire. Jimmy Doherty keeps it in. He's out there with Steinloff, Holub, and Haynes as St. Ignatius tries to win the game, and now Glenbrook South tries to get it to a shootout.
Hoffer is in the box.
Oh, I must have missed him.
It's just hard to see.
Here's Sokol driving toward the net, and Jimmy Doherty pins him up against the glass. Can Michael Holub start an on-man rush? Here's Haynes taking it up center ice. He's got Steinloff to his right and Holub behind him. Haynes slowly taking it behind the boards, losing control for Steinloff. Now Haynes fighting for it. Back to Steinloff, and Fagan trying to slap it around, and it goes all the way down the length of the ice. Glenbrook South able to clear. Now they'll go for a change. It is a long change as we flip sides here for the overtime period. Here's Haynes with a lot of space to work with, and he's got a step almost picked off, and the puck is loose. Jackson Steinloff never got a good look at it.
Yeah, really
and
good
once
play
more,
there by
Glenbrook
Fagan.
South able to clear. Like you said, good defensive effort from Fagan. 45 seconds left in the game, all of which Ignatius will remain on the man advantage. Unless, of course, there is an additional penalty. Meyer out there with Reef. Now here's Dunley driving toward the net, leaving it behind, trying to find a one-timer for Reef. And it goes back down the other end with some speed. 19 seconds left before a shootout. A spinorama move. That shot blockered away. Reef has it with 9 seconds. Reef's got to move quickly. A clear could end the game. Instead, with 2 seconds, peeling it, the shot, the save, and a shootout is on deck at Fifth Third Arena.
I'll tell you what, Myers got a ton of cage hang. I just noticed that. I mean, everyone tries to get those, they call them the sty points, you know? But this game's gonna go to a shootout, and now I don't think Hoffer's allowed to shoot. As we have
some of the fans telling us that he can't shoot.
Referees over here, which I'm sure the referee knows the rule, but you know, just in case they don't, we got parents next to us telling them that he can't shoot. Which actually, at this rink, you can hear, the officials can 100% hear the spectators, especially with the penalty box being right above us.
Now the goalies will switch side once more. Brody Netsky skating back to his net on the right. Thomas Preston in his net on the left. 12-10-1 on the season is Preston. 8-5-2 is Netsky. Hoffer gets directed back into the box. You see some of the St. Ignatius Varsity 2 members here to cheer on their team. Jackson Steinloff looks to be the first to go for St. Ignatius, but it's going to be Ryan Mulvey and Glenbrook South first up. Reminder, this is not like the NHL with a 3-round first round. It is do or die. Yep. Sudden death shootout.
St. Ignatius chooses to go second in this shootout.
Here comes the captain in white, blue, and gold. Ryan Mulvey. Save made! Netsky into the glove! Jackson Steinloff has a goal already. He leads this team with 14 goals and 30 points. Does he have a game-winning goal on his stick right now? Number 33 in maroon, Jackson Steinloff working against Thomas Preston. Here comes Steinloff slowly into the zone. Preston tries to cut off the angle. Steinloff shoots, he scores! And the Wolfpack win it! The celebration on the near side. Brody Netsky hugs Jackson Steinloff. St. Ignatius comes away with a 4-3 victory. And what was a tightly fought game by the Titans. They once trailed 3-0, battled all the way back to push this game into overtime, killed a penalty late to get it to a shootout, but Brody Netsky stood tall, and Jackson Steinloff netted his second of the game.
Yeah, Titans probably lucky to escape this game with a point as St. Ignatius in control of almost all of this game. So that's gonna be the conclusion of a 3-game weekend for the Titans. 2 losses in overtime and a regulation win against the York Dukes. So 4 out of 6 possible points on the weekend. Not terrible, but obviously would like to close out those shootout and overtime losses, especially at this point in the season. But still a couple more games or a few more games in the season for some movement in the standings.
Both these teams have their next contest against Carmel Catholic. St. Ignatius will be back in action in the SHL next Monday against Carmel. And GBS's next game is Wednesday night at home against Carmel. They will look to respond. They have now lost back-to-back here on the weekend, and their record now moves to an even 500, 12-12 on the season. What are you looking for from Glenbrook South over their last couple of games before the playoffs?
Fight and heart out of the players is super important. This is what it comes down to in the season, is really who wants it more. I mean, you saw York last year, not the highest ranked team at all in that state playoffs, but they were the team that really wanted it, and it showed. They came away with wins. So if you're the team that's able to do that at this point in the season, you're going to be the one that escapes with the victory most of the time.
No doubt. Goals for the Titans, 2 of them by Evan Bonnell and 1 from Jonathan Cesario. For St. Ignatius, a pair of goals from Jackson Steinloff and a pair from Michael Hollop do it for a 4-3 win in a shootout. Brody Netsky was excellent in between the pipes for the Wolfpack, and he sealed the deal for St. Ignatius. Thank you for spending your Sunday afternoon with David and myself on the South Hockey Network. And we thank you for tuning in to a 4-3 victory from St. Ignatius over the Glenbrook South Titans. For David Ventura, Gerard Morris, and all of us here at the South Hockey Network, including Dylan Ward. My name's Anthony Pasquale saying thank you and so long from Fifth Third Arena after a 4-3 Titans loss. We'll see you next time.
It was here like when I got here. Oh, you're not even using it? Yeah. Oh, you are? I'm plugged in. Oh, okay. Ethernet. That's an Ethernet. Yeah. It's nice to give you the hard line. Yeah.